because we like to have really good conversations. All opinions are welcome. All that I ask is that you guys be respectful. That's all I ask you. That's all I ask is that you be respectful. So let me go ahead and open this up here on Facebook, and then we are going to start talking. So let me know as you are coming in the room where you are coming in from. Philly girl, Diana Weaver, Buffy. Let me know where you are coming in from, where you are tuning in. I am tuning in from Western New York, upstate New York, very close to Canada. Yeah, so let me know where you guys are, Pete the Girl. Let me know where you are, Indiana Jones, and anybody out there in YouTube and Facebook world. Let me know where you are tuning in from, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the algorithm. There's a lot of things. There's demographics that we can use. That's why it's really helpful for us content creators to know where, how far our reach is. What is going on here? See, that's crazy. It's really helpful. I'm watching what's going on Facebook. Well, anyways, Quadzilla, how are you today? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you will join Green Links Media as well. That is our YouTube channel, because there's certain things that you will not be able to see if you are over here in TikTok world, cool dad. So it's helpful if you join the YouTube channel. That's Green Links Media. If you are over here on TikTok, you can actually hit the link in the bio, and it'll take you right to the page. Make sure you subscribe, share, come back, because we have really great conversations, Tamio. So I thank you for coming in today, Claudia. Thank you for coming in, Keon. Thank you for coming in, everybody. So today Diddy is all over the news. So we can't help but talk about what's going on with Diddy. And I got to make sure that I do this. So we can't help talk about that. But there's some other things that I also want to talk about. Namely, and I can't remember if we talked about this yesterday on the Vet Green Show or not, but I do want to bring it up again, just in case I forgot. Mama Tina out here being Mama Tina, okay? Mama Tina is not playing with Beyonce. I don't know why some people believe that just because you might be a superstar or just because you are Beyonce that you don't have a mama bear. Like Mama Tina out here doing what mamas do. You go and guard your cub. That's what she doing. She doing what mamas do. So Mama Tina is saying, y'all need to be out here telling the truth instead of spreading these lies, talking about Beyonce and got paid millions of dollars to come and show up when her and Kelly roll. And that's the thing too. Like it's so crazy. Like, oh, y'all just keep forgetting that Kelly is there too. Like, so it's just all Beyonce. And and I love Kelly. I love Kelly. But it's just the craziness of it. It's the craziness of it, And if she did get paid, don't some people get paid for certain things? And I don't know. I'm not into politics or anything like that. Just like I said, I have to do my research just to understand the bits and pieces that I do understand of politics. But is that something that should be done? Like, is it because she's Beyonce that y'all don't think that she should get paid for showing up? I mean, if you are hosting something, or if you are someone who gets paid to show up, I mean, it's a part of your job. That's just what I'm saying. I don't know. I think sometimes we get in a tizzy about things that just don't make any sense, Auntie Paulette and Annette. It's like sometimes we just get in a tizzy and it just doesn't really make sense. There's so much more going on in the world right now. Like what's going on with Biden, what and over here with Russia. Like now all of a sudden that was in the news. It was like just a splatter of that in the news. And now all of a sudden this Diddy situation, DJ Mario the Blend, is being forced down our throat again, over and over again. But what's really going on? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I do want to have a conversation, because Diddy is a part of history. So what is going on is going to be a part of history. We are seeing it unfold right now in real time. Hey, Grand Rising, DJ Mario, Grand Rising. We have a lot to talk about. My question is, DJ Mario, and to all of you out there, because there's so much of this Diddy out there, like did he do it? Did he not do it? We know he did some, and did he do all of this stuff going on? What else is not, what is not being said? What is going on that we are not being informed of? People, family. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Taurus girl. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm so glad you came back. Taurus girl is coming in from Baltimore, Maryland. I love the DMV area. That is a beautiful, beautiful area. Hey, Country Onion. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you. Hey, sis. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Come on in the room. We are just having conversation. Good morning, Joanne. Joanne said, good morning, honey. God bless you and have a wonderful day. You as well. Good morning, mommy. Green Links Familia. Grand Rising, y'all. So what are y'all thoughts? What is your thoughts, Tisha? What is your thoughts, Black Weasel? Because there's so much other stuff that's probably going on in the news. Why is this being forced down our throat? DJ Mario said, well, social media was non-existent during the times, therefore hush money was abundant. Okay. Good segue into the conversation, DJ Mario. Great segue into the conversation, because that's what I see unfolding. And it seems like, hey, Queen, I see you out there, love. We are talking about the Diddy situation. We are talking about what's not being told to us. Like, what are we not being informed of? Because didn't Biden just, and I, listen, wasn't there just like missiles released or something like that? Like something went on this weekend, y'all. Something went on this weekend, and now all of a sudden, at the same time, we're talking about Diddy again. But at the same time, God forbid, should we be worrying about if our kids or our son's going to be drafted? That's all I'm saying. And I might get shut down again because it's been messing with me ever since I just been talking about things that I feel are important to us, just like the regular people. I'm not talking about the people that's making millions and billions and trillions of dollars. I'm talking about us, the things that are important to us. My algorithm is crazy. I keep getting shut down here. Is just crazy. But you know what? I'm going to continue on what God has purposed me to do. Everybody. So we're going to talk about it. And I want to know, y'all let me know over here on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube, what else is going on other than Diddy? Because we're going to talk about that. Like, they aren't trying to let him out. We talked about that yesterday. We talked about that yesterday on the Vet Green Show. So make sure you tune in. Again, subscribe to Green Links Media. That way you can see the entire shows. I love that you guys are over here with me on TikTok. I love, love, love it. Like, you guys give me so much love. But in order to see the entire show, you have to be subscribed to Green Links Media as well. Anywho, y'all. So we talked about on the Vet Green Show yesterday that they are not trying to release him. They are not trying to release him. They are trying to make him into this monster who he very may well be. You know what I mean? Like, I was not there. All that any of us can go by is what we are being fed, what we are being shown. I mean, I'm really, because I do not want to do anything that is going to tear anyone down. So I really want to bring to you what it is that I am finding in my research. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And I want to go back to, that's why I said is what DJ Mario said really is what I feel is going on. And is that because we have access to so many tools to video record, and thankfully those tools have been very, very useful, very, very useful. We can think of the George Floyd. We can think of countless cases, even going back to the 90s, we can think about cases where it's been very, very useful. But right now we also have technology and we have the ability to find out things. So now what we're realizing is that these people that we have been looking up to, these people that some people held sacred, they held, higher than gods, I don't know how that works, but, it's being done, that they are just like us. They are just like us. They are regular people with regular problems. And it's all been a facade. And yes, you can have this beautiful, beautiful life, but it does come with consequences. But you can have a beautiful life. Just keep your nose clean. Don't be out here hurting people. That's all. Yes, DJ Mario said also big names keep their hands clean as well. I don't think that you can dig up any business, and not find a little bit of dirt. I just don't believe that it's possible. And even going down to the churches, y'all. I just don't think that is possible. I was watching something, and there was a statement made in whatever it was that I was watching, and they said, one of the challenges is that a lot of the businesses in the Black and brown communities, well, namely a lot of the inner city businesses, may have been funded by, different illegal activity. I mean, think about it. Even the Kennedys, y'all. Like this is going back to what DJ Mario said, is that we have access to see it. It's no longer being in the grocery store in the line with grandma while grandma got all the inquirers piling them up on the grocery thing and you reading them right along with her. It's now you can actually pick up your phone and you can find out in pretty much real time what's going on with somebody that you thought was just like perfect. Teresa said, Biden just told blah, blah, blah. Don't want to go to Facebook jail to drop up a C for scare tactics. Now Trump is going to force our army to go into unfiltered territory if terrorists. Help me understand this. See, it's just so much. It's so much, y'all. It's so much. Thank you, everybody, for the follows. I just want to go back to the original comment that sparked off the conversation. Thank you for that, DJ Mario. That was a perfect segue. Well, social media was non-existent. It was non-existent during the times, and hush money was abundant. Hey, Grand Rising to you, that burger dude. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. We're talking about hush money. We're talking about the activities that have been being done for a very long time, and now it's being exposed. Like I woke up this morning, y'all, and I was like, you know what, Kat? If you don't put that doggone box, that top back on that box, I'm tired. Like, put the top back on the box, Kat. Put the top back on the box. Man. Put it back on. Put it back on. It's so much going on, Taurus girl. I agree. It's so much going on. It's just so much going on. And I know that if you are on Facebook, I do apologize. Sometimes I know StreamYard has been having issues with the comments coming up on Facebook. That's why I do want to go live here. I want to make sure that I have it up here so that I can see the comments in real time, because for whatever reason, y'all, there's just been issues. But anywho, take a panel guest right now. Absolutely. Guests are always welcome. Always welcome. And if you would like to be a part of this conversation, because we're going to talk about it, welcome up, DJ Mario. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
How you doing this morning?
I am doing well. Let everybody know. First, shout yourself out. Let everybody know who you are, because I'll be jamming to DJ Mario in the morning time sometimes as I'm getting myself prepared to come on the show. So make sure you shout yourself out. Let them know. Give you a follow as well.
Oh, definitely. I'm your most underrated TikTok DJ. Nah, guys, I'm actually an open format DJ. 9 times out of 10, you'll catch me on late at night. I do a lot of R&B, especially slow jams, especially spicy slow jams. At that, let me add that to that list.
Middle of the night, 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yes. But yeah. To further go on with that, I mean, you gotta look at everything, not just what has happened to Diddy currently, but I mean, you look at some of the other people over the years. Look at how they mess with Cosby, how they mess with Weinstein. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of these big celebrities, you know, they could cover that stuff up back then. There was no thing in social media. We didn't have cell phones that had excellent camera focusing. Like you can literally see a fly on somebody's shirt with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. You know, they were able to get away with a lot of that. And then too, you know, being a high profile person, you know, people know people, and you know they can kind of make something disappear. I'm not going to put it into any, you know, deeper terms or anything like that, but whatever the situation going on, it can get eradicated.
In the reality, not to cut you off, because this is what it seems like is unfolding too, is that we have to keep in mind that these are regular people that are also in collaboration with whatever was going on. Regular people who have regular problems, just like you and I. So if the money is funny and you need extra money, a lot of times you do what you known to do. It's dirty everywhere. It's dirty everywhere.
And then what happens is when that water gets cut off, then that's when everybody starts going to now all these podcasts, you know, things of that nature, because they know that they're willing to pay. They're going to pay for your story. Let alone, don't let that story go viral. That's even worse.
Look how many people, look how many people now. First it was Jaguar Wright, and I went back and I started watching the original episode that Jaguar Wright did with Storm Monroe. It's the one that where she talked about it all, and it's if you have not watched, go back, because what she talked about is unfolding. What was talked about in that it's crazy to see it unfold. And now, DJ Mario, and I am not here to bring anybody down, but it is just like one thing I do not want to take away from who Diddy was is that he is historical what he did on the business side, on the music side. You know, if you dig deep into it, though, unfortunately, some people got done wrong. Some people really did get done wrong, but I feel like he saw what was being done in the business and he followed suit. Do any of you feel that way? And not to let him off the hook, but I just believe that there's examples and people follow suit sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, look at Sean. Sean was literally his insurance card with the incident that happened at the club. You know, it's ironic that Sean took the rap for what had occurred, but yet Diddy wanted to take the credit for what occurred. Yet, you know, it's a mystery and a half when it comes to that. Jaguar Wright, she was a true whistleblower, and I take nothing away from her for doing that. You know, she's upset. I do the same thing too. You know, hey, you gonna do me wrong like this, do me extremely dirty? Oh, I got something for you.
Yeah, bro, over here on good morning, bro. Bro said all facts. Yeah.
You know, I can't doubt her, you know, for what she done. And it's crazy, all the stories that, you know, she to me personally is like the Monique of the music industry. Where a lot of people kind of brush Jaguar off like she's crazy, like something's not right about her. But all that she is saying is starting to set in. Same with Monique. Yeah. How, you know, she was getting shunned and blackballed and everything, and you know, in the acting business. And lo and behold, you see what happens. Yeah. Cat Williams the same way. You know, he dropped some major bombshells, and lo and behold, everything's starting to come to light. You know, you can't keep all that stuff covered. You know, from back in the 80s, 90s, 2000s. You know.
And more people are coming, more and more people. Like, so right now, what I am seeing unfold, everybody, I want to go into this what that burger dude said in a moment. But what I'm seeing unfold, DJ Mario, and I don't know how deep you're following this, but there's more people that are coming forward that want to hop on a train with Jaguar and take this thing. Like, they want to take this thing and possibly do bigger things with, like, 2025 is going to be so, y'all get ready. Just get ready, get your mind prepared. Make sure you are just get ready, because it's cat opened up the box, it exploded. The cat in the box, it exploded. And this thing ain't came, it has not shut yet. It has not shut yet. There's I don't know if any of you subscribe to My Expert Opinion with Math Hoffa. Well, Shine was recently on the show, and I mean, he had a lot to say. And one of the things that he talked about is just that, what you said, DJ Mario, how he took the fall for it. And what I was surprised of is that what he said is that they were it was self-defense on both of them. So if in fact the allegations are true that Diddy did it, then he was defending himself. That's what was said, that he was defending himself. And I mean, you have to listen to him break it down.
Then you ask yourself, why would you be incarcerated for self-defense?
And right. So
if it's been served as self-defense, you should be out.
I believe
that's just how I see it.
He talked about his charges, so I thought he went to jail for like attempted powing or something, like attempted unlifing or something. But no, from what he's saying, that's not what his charges actually were. And when he got out, he went on to say that because he took the charges and he didn't say anything. Like he said, they took him in there and they asked him about Diddy, and he knew, because Diddy was the bigger fish, that's who they were trying to trap. That had he said it, then he could have just walked away. They even allegedly, pretty much said that. But because he did not do that, he did the time. I know people like that. It's a code of ethics in the streets. That was in the streets. It's a code of.
I was going to say he lived by the street code. I give him that respect. He kept the street code.
He did.
What I want to know is, did he get, did anything get reciprocated for, eating this up?
Oh, I do not want to give away the whole episode, Math Hoffa, but no, and that became the issue. He's imagine, and I go back to Jay-Z. Remember, Jay-Z had a similar situation allegedly, and wasn't it Emery that ended up doing time? When Emery, you don't hear about anything like Emery is good, and that's what I feel as though he was expecting a little bit more than he got. And if you know some of the allegations that are out there about Diddy, like Diddy does not like to pay, allegedly. Those are the allegations, is that he don't. So
the security guard, I mean, oh my God, he really spilled the beans. What was his name?
Gene Bill, I think his name.
Yeah, he really spilled the beans. I mean, dealing with, the situation with Tupac, and had he received that money, that would have had Diddy tied up in all of that. The fact that he never received it kept his hands clean. That's why I was like, that these high-powered celebrities have people that know people, and that'll keep them out of the way, but have their problems and situations taken care of for them. Let alone, and I'm pretty sure they're going to bring that up. I know they're going to bring that up. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, fella.
Sitting in that stand too, testifying.
Oh yeah, and I mean he's fighting to get out, but now they got him. I mean, of course they're going to tap the phones. Of course they're going to be recording the conversations. So they have him where he was setting up. I mean, on one hand, it makes sense. Like you want to make sure that you have a jury pool that's going to sway your way. And that makes sense. But you're not supposed to be trying to manipulate the jury pool. Like you're not supposed to be doing that. And now they're alleging that that's what he's been trying to do with some of the social media posts. One in particular is the one where it was his birthday. They're alleging that he was trying to manipulate, social media to sway his way and see that he's a family man. And which, I don't know. I don't know, because social media will have you thinking one thing and then it's an entirely different thing. Like,
I mean, you can be a family man. Don't get me wrong. That might be the positive thing, but you have like a molehill of negative things to just that one little small pinch of positive. You have a big hill to climb.
You know what, DJ Mario, you are absolutely right, because here, there was a case here a few years ago where there was a man, I cannot remember his name, who was a family man. He was a serial unlifer, and actually was serial unlifing people. And at one particular time, he did it and went to a Christmas party like that. Yeah, so you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. People, we all have multiple personalities. All of us don't want to admit that, but we all have multiple personalities. Some just, this is just like Teresa said, 2025 is going to be messy. That burger dude said it really doesn't matter anymore. We just made a convict the crotch grabber in chief. Oops, I think I misspelled commander.
And I was going to speak on that. I was like, Diddy needs to also understand he is not the orange guy. He's not the orange guy.
Listen, and do you think with him being in office that maybe there's a little, listen, because at the end of the day, he's still a male. Do you think that there's going to be a little bit more leniency with him being in office? Because if you line them up together, aside from the ex-trafficking, I don't think I've heard that be alleged of, who's been voted into office. They kind of line up very similar with some of the allegations. So, I mean, if that person can stand to be, oh, Lord. Good morning, JD.
If he gives him that pardon, we're going to see everything just crumble, not just that situation. Everything is just going to start stumbling down the hill.
Yeah.
I mean, first off, look at who's being appointed. And let's backtrack even more. Look at who was let go back in 2020 before, November. So, you kind of put things together like, that will be his only lifeline right there. And if he does that, let me tell you, he owes that man a whole lot.
Yeah. I am, again, everyone, I am not into politics. All I can do is go by what I read and take from what I gather from what I read. Let's talk about some of these appointees and why do y'all think he's putting these people into place? Are you familiar with any of these appointees at all, DJ Mario? I know I'm not. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I am. A couple of them, yeah. Quite a few of them have had a checkered past.
See, that is what I'm hearing also. Like, none of them are.
The Attorney General, definitely. Or the soon-to-be Attorney General. Let me clarify that.
From ex abuse, right? It was allegations of ex abuse or something like that.
You're coming from that, minor, stuff, things like that. A lot of stuff that a normal citizen like you and me will probably be put under the jail like 3 times, and they'll probably construct everything else and drop in, just we would not be where we are. Let's just put it like that. And I'm like, and not only that, DEI is becoming non-existent for him.
Yeah.
Look at what he has put into play.
Yeah.
You know, not one has an image of you and me.
And
even if he put Tim Scott in there and what's the dude from Florida, he might as well just put them on the other side too. I'm just saying.
Oh God, I know you're not talking about DeSantis.
Oh well, he'll go ball too. But you know, it is what it is. I can't control what has happened. None of us can. We saw what happened, you know, the outcome, and we just got to deal with it for 4 years. You know. I mean, we've done this before with past presidents that we don't, you know, favor. But you know, that's the time. This is the day of the world now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that back to Diddy. Yeah, he's doing what he's trying to do a bit of everything that he can to get out of his situation. However, dude, you got some stuff. They got a power stuff on you. You know, it's gonna take a miracle, a whole miracle,
to get him out that situation.
It's gonna take a miracle.
Yeah, I feel that he is probably going to end up cooperating. I just can't see him staying in there. Either he's going to cooperate or possibly he's going to have enough against other people that because it's crazy.
That right there is highly possible.
Yeah.
I mean, he might need no Brown everybody. If I go down, we all go down. You know.
JD said at least 4 of them have been accused of the essay. Thank you for that, JD. And doesn't, based on what he has to lose, do you blame him? Especially if he's not even the biggest fish, do you all blame him for saying, you know what, it's not even me. Like, y'all want to get me because it was my house everybody was coming to. And this, I started watching the TMZ report, y'all, and I mean, this thing is just.
So this is how I see it. I see it as this: it's been done on your property, and you didn't take care of it or remove the negative side of that. Then I have to hold you accountable. You know, this is on your property. You're responsible for it. That's just like a person at a bar that has had way too many. If he goes out and gets in a bad situation, you know, whether it's light or heavy, that bar is at fault. That bartender who kept providing that service for him, he's at fault. You know, so same way with Diddy.
Hey, boo.
If something occurs on your property and you didn't have it taken care of, then yes, you are responsible.
Yeah. JD said, yes, if it were your house, you wouldn't allow it. And it happened multiple times.
Exactly.
That burger dude said, if you want proof that you're surrounded by idiots, just ask Google to bring up the electoral map. He said, Teresa said, nobody believes me, though. They have partied together. Give me a break. And if he does not pardon, very light sentence. Yeah, I think that might be where it's headed at. If all of these allegations, even if 50% of the allegations are real, and some of the names that are being thrown out there, and some of the allegations, you know, like that you all have heard that apparently those containers that they found that was in baby oil, allegedly it was laced with like this date thing that they used that paralyzes you, allegedly. So imagine that being done to, some of these allegations, y'all, is just crazy. Even as far as Bow Wow, you know what I mean? It's just so sad. It's so sad, some of these allegations. And to think that, it's going even as deep as what I'm hearing is that he may have been a victim himself, being from a child, like a little child, So it does not feel good to talk about this Diddy situation. Like, did he do it? Did he do it? Like this man in the drugs, like he acquired a drug habit to try and numb all that he was going. Like, man, when you are addicted to drugs, you are living in hell. I don't care what anybody try to tell you, you are living in hell. Okay, so he has been living in hell for a very long time. A lot of people that were close to him said that there was, like, when you looked at him, you didn't even see life behind his eyes. So whatever had came within him had really, you know what I mean? Like, y'all, all we can do is pray and say, I pray for them kids, because these kids' entire life is turned upside down now. Their entire life is turned upside down. I was talking to my daughter about it this morning, and she's like, I don't even want to hear about it because I'm thinking about them kids. And I'm like, she's the same age as they are. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. On top of that, we got Tyson out here fighting. Like, Tyson, who you trying to show up? Like, what you doing out here at 58 in the ring? What'd you think about that one, DJ Mario?
I personally wasn't worried about that. What I'm upset is why Netflix ain't gave me a credit back for all that buffering.
Ooh. Was it a lot of buffering?
Let me tell you, I think they were not prepared for any and everybody.
The bandwidth. Oh.
Yes, like it was so bad. I went to sleep. I woke up. I actually was able to rewind it just a little bit just to see that other guy win.
Oh, wow.
My personal opinion, I was looking for a draw because I'm like, they just gonna have a little exhibition fight called a day. Now he really needs to get in the ring with somebody that can actually fight, like still young.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tyson, don't get me wrong, the physique was there, but he ain't that spring chicken like he was back in the late 80s, early 90s, where he hit somebody one time, it's a wrap. He ain't that spring chicken anymore.
Yeah. They're in the chat saying that it was a cash grab. Teresa saying there's so much buffering, and yes, Joanne, that is exactly what they are alleging that was in the baby oil. That's exactly what they are alleging was in the baby oil. Yeah, Teresa's agreeing. Like I said, I was in my feelings this past week, y'all, missing my mom and everything. So I didn't even realize Tyson was fighting, but I heard so much about it, and it's so funny hearing about it. And I think it's just cool that he's 58 years old and out here doing, like, man, he got in the ring. They're saying that they think it was a cash grab, though.
I mean, I feel it that way. I mean, at the end of the day, whether you won or lost, you got a bit. He probably got a little bit extra just to kind of through the fight a little bit,
Heard that too.
That's just my opinion.
That's
my opinion. Now, now you also got to look at it like this. Netflix running it okay, but had this been pay-per-view, oh man, I think there's been a lot of people pissed off because a lot of those matches, they're like boxing events. They're like $40-50 for the event.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine, maybe 10 million people that purchased it. That's a whole lot of money just off of that right there, let alone the people that's already at the that was at AT&T Stadium. I don't know how many people they had in there.
Wow, there's so
way more money.
What's being reported is that 60 million households watched the Paul versus Tyson main event, peaking at about 65 concurrent streams. Wow. 65 million concurrent streams. Wow. So allegedly, well, I bet now Netflix know that now you need to make sure you have enough bandwidth to do something like that. So that's what that's taught them, because I mean, you are in one place, Teresa's in another place, other people are in other places, and everybody was having the same issue as far as the buffering. Oh, that is too funny. That's probably one of the most amount of people Netflix has ever had watching one thing at one time. I'm curious to find out if that's what they're going to come out and say eventually. Big Mike said, you got to remember 20 million for a content creator to get the job done. JD said, I think he was holding back for the money, going back to Tyson. Now imagine how much YouTube gave him. Oh, it played on YouTube also? Oh, wow. I did not know that. Hey, Grand Rising to you, love.
I saw they had the recap like maybe like a few hours after the fight. They did have the recap on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so imagine.
Sure got millions of hits, especially everyone that was mad of the buffering, hey, I can watch this fight now.
Yeah, so now maybe I can go back, because I didn't even honestly, I didn't even watch any of the any of the highlights, anything like that. I was just super geeked that he's 58 and doing it. It's like, man, I'm 48 and he in a fight doing it. Okay, you know what I mean? Like that. I'm super geeked that he's doing it. So that's what I was geeked about. Whether he won or lost, he still won. He still won, because now you're gonna have people out there saying, you know what, if Tyson can do it, I can do it too. That's just like how old is LeBron now? And he's still playing.
LeBron is 38, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why I thought he was a little bit older than that, but yeah, it's just listen. When it's your time, it's your time. When it is your time.
Okay.
Oh, he's 39.
39. I'm about to say, I know he's up there.
Okay.
But I mean, keeping your body in shape, staying ahead of the curve, you can do that. There's a lot of older people, in their 50s and their 60s that, have literally taken care of themselves, look good, feel good, and their endurance is probably better than most young people. It's just all about how they go by their day.
How you take care of it. It really is about health. Like, look at Jada Pinkett mom. She looks beautiful. And I remember I saw a picture of her when she was 70 and she was exercising. I think she had just turned 70. And she may be like 73 or 74 now, but it goes to health. Goes to health. Teresa said YouTube gave him $7 million, so he gets paid. Plus, it builds up his character. That's a comeback story, Mike Tyson. Remember when he came out, they were alleging that he was broke. I think 50 Cent gave him some money. We talked about it yesterday on the Vet Green Show. I think 50 Cent gave him some money, Sin Galaxy, and now look at him. He was able to come back.
Oh, definitely. Well, back then, there was one guy who was above all of them, and I will compare him to the Sultan from the movie The Great White Height, if everyone knows who I'm talking about. I personally think he kind of took his money, in his prime. And then, of course, with the situation that he had, that didn't make it any better. Of course, having to, be down for some years. What was he down for, like 10 years? I can't remember how long it was, but he had some rough bumps in his road of life. But it's great to see him back. I will say that it is definitely great to see him back.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can do it again. I mean, heck, even George Foreman was fighting in his 50s.
Hey, DJ Sin. Was he? I didn't know that. I love George Foreman's story.
40s, early 50s, but he fought for a while. I want to say it was around the 2000s. He was still fighting, but then he got smart and started selling grills. I ain't mad at that.
Listen, and in that movie, I recently rewatched the movie, and I have an even more I guess admiration for him and what he was able to do, because the reason why he even got to selling those grills is because he had gotten broke. That's another I love the comeback stories. Give me a comeback story. Let me know that it is possible. I want to ask all of you, I want to go into something. So what do you all think of Trump going to the UFC last night, to the fight? I believe it was last night. I mean, that aren't those his supporters?
I mean, guess who endorsed him? Dana White. Who is Dana White? The owner of UFC. You already know he had a ticket for him.
Oh.
I wouldn't put it past it if Trump was at the Cowboys game last night getting their ass kicked. Oh man, I know 10 people in here. How about the
Cowboys? They were definitely partying last night. That burger dude said that going back to what we were talking about with Tyson, he said he was broke and that Don King was ripping him off. I think I heard that too. And Foreman became a champ in his 50s, that burger dude said. Hey, Narcotic Nick.
Yeah, Don King had his hands in a lot of fighters' pockets. You know, with the promotion, I personally think that movie Great White Hype kind of gave a little synopsis of how he handled things. I don't know if it's true, of course. Only God knows. But he did have his hand in a lot of people's pockets back in the day. Hell, I think he's probably about 115 years old right now.
I was sitting here thinking, man, what is he doing? Is he still alive? Like I remember the hair alone he was a marketing gimmick walking. He really was. Like the hair alone, especially during that time, like we didn't really wear our hair out a lot, and male or female, we just didn't. So he was just like a walking gimmick. Oh yeah, whose ear did he chew off? My mind. Whose ear did Tyson?
That was Evander
Holyfield. It was Holyfield.
Yeah.
It was Holyfield.
I remember that well, because once he bit it off, Evander was, man, boy, I think he was about ready to take the glove off, but really don't man.
He must have been really kicking his butt for him to bite his ear off.
I think Tyson knew he was gonna lose that match, so he had to do what he had to do.
I think at one time there was a point in time where even Tyson was on some sort of he had some sort of addiction going on too, that he was battling with. Hey Yanni Marie. So it's all coming it's all coming to the forefront. Everything, all these stories that we used to only see in the Inquirer, and it'd be like, oh, that can't be true. Oh, that can't be true. Remember the National Enquirer? Is that still out?
Oh yeah, it's still out.
My grandmother used to get that. Listen, some of these stories that were in that Inquirer were allegedly true. Some of these stories.
You always saw Joan Rivers in there doing something.
Or at that time, Elizabeth Taylor was getting married again. I remember all of that.
For the 50th time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's, oh my God. Ooh, so many questions.
I think she got mad because J-Lo took her place.
Oh, is it DJ Mario? Are you saying that there is one every few years? There's going to be one, or every generation there's one?
I mean, it seems to me. It seems like it. I mean, how many husbands she's had? About 4, 5, 6, 17.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Some of that. There are people out there that do not believe that you should be together without being married. To each his own. I don't want to have to keep doing it. Like, I don't want to have to keep doing that. Not that, God. Not that. I don't want to have to keep doing that. That takes a lot of heart posture to keep openly. Like, I take marriage seriously. You are continuously opening your heart up to somebody like that. That is a lot.
It's called exclusivity. you know, that, if you look at the people that she was married to, or the people that Elizabeth Taylor was married to, they were all popular people.
Mm-hmm.
Very popular. They were popular in what they were doing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that power couple. Look at Ben Affleck. He's about as bad too. He done married a bunch of people. Tom Cruise. These are people that have married multiple people. And of course, then they want to combine their names and everything. Like, I was really off. I was like, it's not that serious.
Mm-hmm. Hey, bro, Mike, Grand Rising to you. Yeah, I've been married before. I'm. If the Lord say the same, but I don't want to have to keep doing nothing like that. I just don't. But again, to each his own. I know people that's been married multiple times, like multiple times. I think Elizabeth Taylor, I think it was like 8 times. That's a lot of love. You don't have to marry everybody just because you some of that might have been lust. My mama would have said.
After the second time, I call it damaged goods.
Ooh. Yeah, listen, if you know what, DJ Mario, some of us may not want to admit that, but there's a lot of truth to that, because you continuing to get married like that, you really have to look inside yourself. I agree.
Yeah. And then you wonder, are they getting married, for popularity, or for the love, or for the true reason of marriage? Because you can see them together, come out, take a bunch of pictures, smile for the camera and everything, and then before you know it, they're in the back of their limo or something arguing. I love you in front of the camera. Back then, the car can't stand you. That type stuff.
Sound like you talking about a Diddy situation.
Oh, nah, that whatever he did, that's on him. He has to answer to God for that. That's all I have to say. He has to answer to God for that.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, and everybody involved is going to have to. I was watching an interview with this young woman. Joanne said lust and money. Yeah, I was watching an interview with this young woman who she said that she was there willingly, because her thoughts was, listen, I'm going to do it on the streets anyways. Why not be in this, flood of people who are high powered with money, and actually make more money than I would, in a month on the streets. So she's like, she is who she was. She said that she was a lady in calling, and she was around for 5 years for it and got paid well, she said, for it. And she was okay. And she didn't realize until she realized that she too may be a victim. Now, a lot of you may be like, she said she was around for it. But one of the things I do want to stress is that women who are promiscuous many times are promiscuous because they have been abused in some kind of way. They have been touched. They too have experienced that type of trauma. And that's one of the reasons why they are promiscuous, because they have been actualized at a very, very young age, or however old you is. But a lot of times, if you look into women who are promiscuous, you'll see that the history is that usually that's why they're promiscuous. So that's why she's like, wait a minute, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, because these things happened to me when I was a child, because one of them, a lot of them had ran away. People are running away from homes because the homes are broken, and sometimes they are getting abused in their homes. And I don't want to keep saying that because we'll get shut down here. But a lot of times that's what's going on. So these stories really go deeper. A lot of what's being told to us is really surface level, but you really have to dig deep into these stories and see that it's a lot to it. But her story was interesting. She also went on Tasha K. I told you I don't deal with Tasha K anymore. I used to really respect what she did until she had Jaguar Wright's son on, and I'm like, nah, like that was just too much. That was too much.
I hate to say this, but Tasha K can be messy at times. I've seen how she moves. It's like you know your sole purpose or to get your bag, quote unquote, you have to have tea or have to stir up drama. Nah, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the one thing we as a people, honestly, I don't care what nationality you are, you know, we all have to you have to look at things in a positive light because everybody wants to see that negative side. Nah, it's not that serious. Everybody wants to, you know, if you notice, I don't care if it's regular citizens, celebrities, you know, athletes, you hardly hear about what they do positively.
Mm-hmm.
You barely hear about it, or you barely get acknowledged for it. But let something negative come through, a scandal, anything, you know, you're up the creek with no paddle.
Real fast.
And then don't let social media get a hold of it. Oh man, you really getting drugged in the ground.
The court of public opinion will have you crucified, slayed before you even go before the your supposed peers, you're the jury of 12, and that's going back to again the Diddy situation. That's one of his fears, that he's already been crucified by the court of public opinion, and he has for the most part.
You know, I think about also, thinking about, the Menendez brothers, that's been circulating lately.
Mm-hmm.
How they have actually went back and they've actually had, some evidence about how they grew up, in a not so, right formation.
Yeah.
They're starting to look at it, and who knows, if they find some stuff, surfacing from how, Sean grew up, and it can lead to how he is now. I'm going to tell you, that's going to shake a whole lot of things up.
Mm-hmm.
Going to shake it up.
Mm-hmm. Because
he can literally plead insanity for that.
Yeah. And some of these allegations, like I said, I am really looking into a lot of this entire Diddy situation. Yeah, I'm not just like taking it at one thing. Like I want to know what's been going on. And I mean, if the allegations are true, he too has probably been a victim. He too, and not to take away what he has allegedly and what we saw him do to Cassie, not to take away from that. I just like to open up the conversation to look at it on both sides. I'm not saying that you should agree with anything that goes to hurt anybody, because that's just cray. Like,
well, I can tell you this: any images or video that has, been brought to that, that has occurred at any of his properties, they're going to be looking at all of those photos, especially all those celebrities. They're going to be pulling them to testify.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hart's going to be one. Usher, LeBron James. I mean, all these A-list celebrities. There's going to be a lot of people on this docket. Seriously.
Yeah, I thought I had saw, and I'm sure they've already started rounding them in. I'm sure they have. That's why so many people are being quiet. I'm sure they started pulling them in. All those people that were on those photos, I'm sure they have started pulling them in. It's just a matter of who was there willingly and who was there because the alleged baby oil was really laced, and you didn't even know that you were performing these things because your body was not at your will. There's cases like that. I'm after I get off of here, I'm gonna do what I do, editing and stuff, and I'm gonna finish watching the TMZ new TMZ thing that dropped, because they're alleging that they actually saw these videos. And I mean, these videos, I don't know how far any of you are following it, but I'm following a few people that are, bringing the court papers and all of that. And I mean, listen, some of these videos, I mean, it was straight corn with the P. It was straight corn with the P are the allegations. And he was the writer, the director, and the superstar in the corn with the P. So Teresa says some of the allegations are flooring. Exactly, Teresa. Like it is flooring because I mean it's monstrous to make sure that Diddy has both sides are looked at. Say that again, DJ Mario.
I know one person that definitely gonna look for it. He's already in for some stuff.
Who?
Who's in right now that has some allegations? You know, he had a surviving documentary.
Him too. I mean, the allegations are that these people were like this was a ongoing thing. I remember probably about 30 years ago. I'm going way back, and I cannot remember the author. If anyone remembers the author, please put it in the chat. The author, he used to write about men on being on the DL. He wrote stories, and it was so fascinating. You know who I'm talking about?
I'm thinking of the actor. My mind's thinking Robert.
But the author, who's the author that wrote the stories? And it was so fascinating because back then, I'm talking about this was the early to mid 90s.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes, I didn't. A lot of us didn't believe that.
Books turned into movies.
I can't think of the author, but it seems like that is what has been going on in Hollywood a lot. And not only Hollywood, y'all, like they try and make it seem like Atlanta is the land of where everybody go if you are a part of the LGBTQ community there, or DC. No, that's where people just living their free life. Okay, that's where people just living their life. The sad reality is that there's people out here that are afraid to face their reality for whatever reason. There's numerous reasons. Some, it was forced on them. There's numerous reasons. But the reality is that this is what has been going on in a lot of different places, and people don't want to face that. And some people are ashamed of that, and they can't face their real truth. Good morning, the real Rachel Gary. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. This is going to be an exciting week, everybody. I have two very special guests, because I was like, you know what? With this Trump situation, with this Diddy situation, we need to expand our minds a little bit. And the real Rachel Gary is going to be here tomorrow to help us figure out how we can do that, provide us some tools with expanding our minds. And then on Thursday, I am going to have Dr. Candace in here. Make sure you are tuned in to Green Links Media. Dr. Candace is a therapist. She specializes in tantric and sex therapy. I've had her on the show a couple of times. If you go back to Think and Grow with Vet Green, she was on. We had an entire segment that talked about women's health, sexuality, and all of that. So make sure you tune in on Thursday. Very excited this week. And then I am also going to have a representative from the Erie County Health Department come in to talk about cannabis and cannabis use, because it is something that was not available. I think that a lot of us were taught that cannabis is wrong and that you should take a pill instead. But for some people, cannabis really does help mental health. Okay, I am 420 friendly. I don't take medication for mental health. I just take my cannabis. So I think it is effective treatment for some people. And I believe in unlearning certain things. And even me, I struggle with it because I still feel, because I was taught that drugs are bad. I still struggle with it. So for those of you who struggle with it, but you may find some benefits in it, we are going to have a representative come in to talk about it, because there really are a lot of benefits in it. It's just that we have been using a lot of these products wrong. I think I don't know if you're a 420 friendly person, DJ Mario, or not, or anybody that's benefited from it.
I'm 419. I'm a lightweight.
Oh, you're a lightweight.
I really don't. I mean, at but no, it's not anything that's in my my daily routine.
Okay.
It's not like I won't try it, But where I am at in North Carolina, I mean, I'm just waiting. I'm just patiently waiting. I mean, we do have dispensaries, of course, having kind of the alternative. You still get your happiness, I'll say. But I'm just waiting for it to be full-fledged.
Yeah, that's how it was in Chicago for a while, and then it was full-fledged. And I think they they have done an awesome job, but they've already shut me down here on TikTok. They've already restricted it. Or certain things I'm learning that you just cannot say because they will. So I guess they don't like 420. They don't like that. So we're gonna have to say 419.
Flowers.
Yes, the flowers. Thank you for that, DJ Mario. Thank you for that. So I am going to go ahead and close this out. I want to thank everybody for joining me for another episode of the Vet Green Show. We will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Like I said, we have the real Rachel Gary coming in to talk to all of us. Make sure you are also following her. If you need some coaching, hit her up. I believe that coaching is very, very beneficial for some of us who just don't know how to handle it on our own. Like us with that adult ADHD need guidance and structure. And if you get a coach, the coach can give you guidance and structure. Big Mike said, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Good morning, Philip Crump. Thank you, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. Good morning, Maurice. Good morning. Thank you for stopping by this morning. Appreciate that. Is a beautiful picture of you and your wife. That is Black excellence. I love longevity. I love it. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Everybody, thank you so much again for tuning in to the Vet Green Show. We will be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you so much, DJ Mario. Make sure you check out DJ Mario. Follow him. I wake up sometimes. I woke up a couple times and hopped on and you were on. Sometimes I don't say anything. Sometimes I just sneak in and just be zenned out. Jody Grimes.
No worries. I have mods that sit at the door. They'll let me know you're there.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what's up. I'm still learning. I am still learning TikTok. I'm still learning the ins and outs and all of that. So it's been fun. It's definitely been fun. I just don't like how certain things just don't equate right. That's not that the money don't be equating like if but that's a whole nother thing. That's just me, y'all. But thank y'all.
It's like the sound.
Okay.
Man, I can't come down, it's only up from here. I can shake this hair off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing tone, people tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. I'm fading in the spirit. My vision kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy. Yeah. Come on, Jesus Christ, tell me what's the deal. I'm feeling kinda dizzy, and ain't pop the pill. I'm high on cloud nine, and I'm feeling fine. And ain't the only one who want it, no crocodile. I'm feeling faded, and it feel real good to me. What's the secret? Tell me what you do to me. I'm high in the spirit, feeling real woozy. I'm feeling like David, tell him get
I'm high though, off that Christ though, going psycho. I run around doing cartwheels like a hypo. You feeling me? Don't be killing me. You're illing me. Demons on my back, yeah, they be drilling me. I tell you 3 times like a trilogy. Eating up his word and give me energy. Tell the filthy devil, get up off of me. Saying you gotta pay, ain't nothing for free.
I can't come down, it's only up from here. I can shake this hair off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing tone, people tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading in the spirit.
Yeah,
My
this
vision
is kinda blurry. I'm feeling kinda woozy.
I'm fading in the spirit.
Yeah,
My
this is
vision
kinda blurry.
I'm
Feeling kinda woozy.
yeah.
Even to another top spot is up for grabs, bro.
Just like the sound.
Midwest native, so I never lack. Got my numbers up like Chicago be doing with the tags, though. How high, but I ain't smoking on the wax, yeah. Man, I can't deny it, got a sober mind, yeah. Fire in my eyes, different kind of high. Mask off, Mick Foley, I'm a Russell with the trophies. Low-key Kobe, wave emojis till I get a flutter rolling, yeah. All of my homies, they flex, yeah. I'm still when I throw up the set, and then they invested a check, and I came out of prayer, you see the effects. Educated and intelligent, baby, I'm solid, but can't get ahead of it. Homie, it's evident, I got the evidence, looking for presidents, up the veterans. You see all the demons had him up against. Jesus came to my defense. Highly favored, they don't need to choose me. Make a sway with the vibes, that's a movement.
I can't calm down, it's only up from here. I can shake this hell off, yeah, I know it's real. When I'm seeing tone, people tell me what's the deal. Man, I'm feeling like David when I do my dance. I'm fading in the spirit, my vision kinda blurred. I'm feeling kinda woozy, I'm fading in the spirit, my vision kinda blurred. I'm feeling kinda woozy, yeah.
I just like the sound of it.
We hope you enjoyed the show. This is a Green Links Media production, and we thank you for watching. We are here every Monday through Friday beginning at 9 a.m. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell while you're at it. Love you long live. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you enjoyed the show. This is a Green Links Media production, and we thank you for watching. We are here every Monday through Friday beginning at 9 a.m. So make sure you subscribe and hit that bell while you're at it. Love you long live.